I'm from Barrie, Ontario. I live about 150 kilometers away from that douchebag. But I don't hate him because he's a pop musician. Like you, I don't hate genres of music outside of metal. Whether or not I like it is all a matter of just how it energizes me, right? Metal energizes me the most, pop the least. What bothers me about a lot of pop music, and Justin Bieber is a representation of this, is how it's formed, why it's formed, and what mentality it creates in the greater public. So you think about it. You have these gigantic behemoth labels, right? Who are pulling on the occasional decent talent, or sometimes great talent, with no real experience, wisdom, or intellect at all. I mean, some of them are smart, but it's rare. Kesha's not smart. I don't even know if you heard of her, but she's the one who really pisses me off. And Bieber's not smart. Bieber's not stupid because he's naturally stupid. He's 16. How much can a 16-year-old kid have learned in life? That's why I'm pissed off that he's got a book and movie coming out. Other people say it's adventurous or industrious. He's a 16-year-old fucking kid. What's he gone through that he needs to teach the world that other people cannot teach who are 40 and 50? People will not go out and buy the autobiography of a guy who lived and died, but they would go and watch his movie and think, wow, that was inspiring. But it's not his fault. He's contacted by these labels. These labels want these musicians to eat what's given in front of them. They praise them, but they control them. They use them as a face for a way of thinking, where you eat what's in front of you. So let's take local to me. There are no radio stations that play metal in Canada. Oh, no, Ontario. I shouldn't say Canada. Other provinces are a lot more metal than mine. There are a couple really minor ones, but I don't get them. They're not close enough for me to get the signal. The heaviest music I find on the radio is Tool sometimes, which I like, but, you know. And at that station, only at night, only on weekends. Fuck those guys. So if I were to not go outside myself to try and find music, and instead let the radio and let the TV, let the music playing in malls, and let all my friends judge what my tastes should be, as those labels want it to be, then all I would find is this crappy pop music where all they sing about is love, heartbreak, sex, dancing, and social drama. Now, if these same musicians had a more metal mentality in how they decide to form their music, so they form opinions, they express them through the music, they don't let other people tell them what they should do, and they just go ahead and do their own thing within their preferred style, then I would not have a grudge against this genre of music, because I can't go at something that I don't like and tell it that it's wrong because I don't like it, right? And same goes for any form of really mainstream music. Underground rock ain't so bad, but that mainstream rock is shit. Underground rap can sometimes be deep. I really don't like it, but it's not that bad. But mainstream rap is fucking shit. On to the topic of selling out. I had to do that because my computer cut the intro to the original video. Even this one I recorded right now, I have to pause about 2 seconds before I start talking, or else my computer will actually cut off the intro because it takes so long just to start recording. Fucking annoying. It's doing your job. It's going in the direction other people are telling you to go to. Within metal, it's one of the rarest forms of music in which people do that. It's not commercial enough to sell out in metal. Most of the time, people see bands change their style and call them sellouts. You would probably agree with me when I say it's probably them just tired of the same noise they were making before and wanting to express themselves in new ways, right? I think I prefer Burger King over McDonald's, too. You ever try that steakhouse Whopper? Fucking A. I don't listen to much Cryptopsy. I don't listen to much deathcore. And I would probably first think that they just wanted to try this new and interesting sound that they might enjoy. rather than them selling out just to appease the deathcore community. Because then they're also alienating the death metal community. That's not a smart business choice. It can't be selling out, right? Metallica, on the other hand, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Like you said, first few albums were good. Then they went to shit. I really do believe they sold out. They decided to change their sound to appeal to a greater market of people so that they could make more money. They make money. They go against people who would deny them money. They're money-oriented, money-focused. Way more money-focused than half the other thrash metal bands out there, right? I mean, the big four are all pretty rich, but I don't hear Slayer bitching about the dollars they're missing. That's why I don't buy Metallica albums. I figure Lars doesn't need another private island at my expense, right? Fucking computer. People who love Justin Bieber decided not to hate metal and look at it objectively, even if they did not come to enjoy the music, they would see things from a different perspective. Let's say they don't get converted, but suddenly they understand the idea of free thought or freedom of opinion, expression of opinion, right? I hate Bieber's music. Well, hate's a strong word. It does bother me. I'm not going to say it shouldn't be around. I'm not going to say Justin Bieber fans should be hanged until death. It'd be interesting, but But if they were exposed to these ideas, they would suddenly learn a new way of thinking. And maybe the musicians would too. If Justin Bieber decided to sing about something interesting other than "Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby," that wouldn't be so bad. Lady Gaga ain't so bad. I mean, musically I still don't like her, but she at least tries to have opinions, and she's managed to somehow take the public focus off her personal life and onto the music, unlike so many other pop musicians whose lives are in the public eye. Oh, I fucking hate that. No one should be focusing on the lives of celebrities and shit. Your girlfriend's not nearly metal enough. She needs to grow a beard. Then she'll be up there. When it comes to my own tastes, I'm extremely varied. I like all metal. I like some black metal. I like death metal. I like thrash metal. And I like power metal. A lot of it gets repetitive, but there are certain great bands. Hansi Kirsch is still one of my favorite vocalists. I like symphonic metal. I like melodic death metal. I like progressive metal. I like some new metal. And even then, I don't like a lot of new metal just because, other than Mudvayne and System of a Down, there are no bands that really drag me into it. I love that bass in Mudvayne, but yeah, it's all a different form of expression. I find there's almost a universal truth to people that what they're exposed to and how they're exposed to it as a child defines how they come to appreciate things as an adult. Now, I don't know how old you are, maybe 28, 30. I didn't do my homework as you often do. I didn't go to your Facebook page. I don't stalk people on Facebook, but I'm going to bet 28 to 30. So when you were getting into metal around, 10 to 12, it was around 12 to 13 for me. I had no metal friends, no metal family members. It was just exposure to System of a Down and that landslide experience of finding new bands and hunting down new music to challenge myself, right? That made me metal in the end. Anyways, yeah, if you're around 28 to 30, you were exposed to the height of thrash metal and the early birth of death metal. I mean, that's probably why you like it so much, and because those sounds are so ingrained in your psyche, it's hard for you to appreciate those sounds which contradict. Especially in that age, there was so much animosity between anything that was heavy and anything that wasn't heavy. I like some glam metal. If I said that at a thrash show in '86, I'm sure I'd have broken limbs. I like death metal and power metal. I think some people would consider that a cardinal sin. Or they're so different that, and that, right? I mean, it's completely different. I like them both because I love variance. I love the fact that metal gives me that chance to experience so many different ideas and thoughts. Like you've mentioned, hardcore bands, metalcore bands, deathcore bands aren't necessarily bad bands. They do have talent. They have the ability to compose music. Whether or not we like it is different from whether or not it's worthwhile. That's why, unlike so many metalheads, I don't hate that scene, and fortunately neither do you. If anything, I think people like us who have the public's ears I don't on YouTube, but I have like 12,500 fans on Facebook for my page Metal Chicks. Fan me up. People like us should be doing our part to smoothing the metal scene, getting people to get along, using our rational and calm minds to interpret what people are saying on two sides of an argument and saying, hey, calm down. But like I said, sometimes you come at it from a subjective opinion. Not elitist because you're not a douche, but you still come at it from a matter of perspective. I think maybe when you listen to the music that you're not so exposed to or that you haven't listened to a lot of, you have to take yourself outside of it yourself and understand why other people would like it, understand the qualities of the music before you say whether or not you like it. Thing with hardcore, because up until maybe a year and a bit ago, I was more staunchly against hardcore and metalcore, because frankly, when I go to a show and I see people swinging their arms and legs around in one of those throwdowns, I want to swing my arms and legs into their face. But that was a pretty fucking limited opinion of me, and I've grown since then, and I realized that it's not so bad. And if the scenes were not at each other's throats, I bet we could both benefit from exposure to each other's way of thinking. Core is very pop in its style of thinking, kind of empty. There are bands who sing about important things, and the music is talented. Almost like, any death metal band, like any deathcore band, the drummer has fucking stamina, and the guitarist can do technical work, and, the grunts and the screams and the growls, it's all good, it's all good. But we need to learn from each other, especially within the scene. I want to say keep up the good work. Keep showing people that you don't have to be an asshole to be a metalhead, That's the reason why we're so hated in other communities, right? I mean, and I know one should be able to be self-sufficient within metal, but, for me, it's hard to get a job unless people like me enough, and it's hard to live without money, This place costs money. So does my food. I wish I had free food. That'd be great. So cheers. Oh, P.S. Check these guys out. Esoteric Doctrine. They're good. They're also living a stone's throw away from me, but they're way better than Bieber because they're death metal. You might like some underground Canadian death metal. There are some clean vocals in there. I hope you won't mind. Enjoy.